Welcome to the Blue Ridge Community Report. My name is Tom Freeman, Regional Manager for Blue Ridge Communications. This program features our friends, neighbors, and organizations that make our community a special place to live, work, and raise our families. I hope you enjoy this week's report.
Hello, my name's Raleigh Cogan. I'm the President and CEO of the Keystone Elk Country Alliance, and we're here today at the Elk Country Visitor Center in Benezet, Pennsylvania. The Elk Country Visitor Center is a great example of a private-public partnership between the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania's Department of Conservation and Natural Resources and Pennsylvania-based nonprofit, the Keystone Elk Country Alliance. Now, this facility was built under the Ed Rendell administration and was basically to drive elk watching and ecotourism and economic development in our region. And basically what was happening was we had a lot of people coming here to view Pennsylvania's elk herd, and they really had no destination. So under the Rendell administration, with DCNR's leadership and role of the Keystone Elk Country Alliance, we decided, let's put down a world-class destination. Let's build a facility like this where we can welcome people in from all over the country, from all over the eastern seaboard, and where they can learn about elk, where they can drive economic development. And we've had about 1.6 million people come through our door since we opened in September of 2010. We average between 350 to 400,000 people a year. So people are coming here from all 50 states. We've had visitors here from 43 different countries. A lot of times we get folks that do day trips. They'll come in from a 2-3 hour drive. They'll come in for the day, have lunch in the area, view elk in the evening, and drive back home. We have other times that they'll come in and they'll vacation in the summertime, bring their families, they'll camp, they'll hike, they'll fish, they'll do other things and view elk here in Pennsylvania. Most of our visitation is in the fall of the year, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to spread out our visitation so that we get folks in here all across the calendar. So we like to say and market that coming to Pennsylvania's elk country is a good time any time of the year, not just in September and October. We have folks that come in now in June and July to see the newborn calves. We have folks that come in the wintertime, because in the wintertime you'll see groups of elk over 100, 150 in a group. We've had over 160 on this property at one time, and you see those groups in the wintertime. So we try to encourage folks to come to elk country all throughout the year. Now, the Commonwealth does not give us money to operate this facility. It's a great private-public partnership example in that government injected about $6 million into this project under the Ed Rendell administration. And then what the private sector did, we stepped up and contributed millions of dollars as well to get the doors open. And now the Commonwealth steps back, allows the Pennsylvania-based nonprofit to operate this center. So it's not a drain on the taxpayers' dollars. We can operate it at a different level, at a higher level, because we're in the private sector. So what we can do then is we welcome in folks from all over the eastern seaboard, all over the country actually. We drive economic development on the backs of elk watching and nature tourism. When folks come to the Elk Country Visitor Center, obviously the number one priority they have is they want to see an elk. They've heard about elk, and if you think about elk in the eastern part of the United States, it's pretty uncommon. Pennsylvania has the easternmost wild elk herd in the United States. In fact, we've got a herd right now of about 1,000 head of elk spread out across 5 or 6 different counties, over 800 square miles. So when people come here, they come to the Elk Country Visitor Center. We have hiking trails, we have viewing areas, we have high quality forage plots, which the Keystone Elk Country Alliance maintains here to give people a great opportunity to see elk. But when you come here, you have a real good chance to see elk. But you can see elk on state game lands at their viewing areas, on state forest land on their viewing areas, state park land on their viewing areas. Folks come here, they want to see one. They're wild, free-roaming elk. A lot of times you get to see them, sometimes you don't. So when you come here, elk is the number one attraction, but there's other animals you see too. Now, when you come to the Elk Country Visitor Center, there's a lot to offer here. What we have is one of our main attractions when you come in the front door is we have a 4D theater. It was designed by a friend of ours out of Disney. His name is Larry Fisher. He designed Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and Pirates of the Caribbean, so there's that Disney feel to it where you have a pre-show, a show, and a post-show. And it's a 4D theater in that we have sight, sound, smell, and touch in our theater. So it's a must-see when you come to the Elk Country Visitor Center. Go in the theater, you'll learn a lot about Pennsylvania's history of elk in our state. You'll learn a lot about the biology of elk in our state. And you know what? They even tell me it snows in there in July, so it'll be something to take a look at. Our great room here in our facility has a lot of interactive displays where you can use touchscreen technology to learn more about elk. And our hope is that there's something that you saw in the theater that got your attention, and you come out into the great room and you can further explore that. Maybe it would be the breeding biology, or something about calf survival, or something about the rumen, how an elk stomach works, or elk antlers. You have all these different interactive displays. And when you come here, you can actually pick up an elk antler. You can feel it, you can touch it, you can feel how heavy they are. And antler is one of the fastest growing tissues that man knows of. So they'll grow up to 3/4 of an inch a day during the peak of the antler growing season in May. So those kind of things are all available to our folks here in the great room. And then you can go into the discovery room. And the discovery room is a place where you can have even more in-depth, where you can learn more about the rumen of an elk. We have displays in there about that. We have other animals that live here in elk country on display in there, mounted animals. You can take a look at that. You can learn about the interaction between elk and people, because it's just not the elk that live on the landscape. We have permanent residents that live here too, and how those two interact, how people and elk learn to live together, and how elk and deer and turkeys and all these other animals live together. So Discovery Room is a great place to do that. We also have a gift shop, and we're very proud to say that we only feature made in USA products. And we also feature local artisans. In other words, we have a lot of very talented people that come here, and they put their goods and wares and their crafts on display for people to buy. Because when folks come to elk country, it's no different than when you and I go places. We want to take a piece of that, whether it be the Black Hills or Yellowstone National Park, Yosemite, whatever that is. You want to take a piece of that home with you, and people come here and they want to take a piece of elk country home. And so what better way than to have a local artisan providing something, providing artwork for them, memorabilia for them to take home. So our gift shop features only made in USA products, and it's also feature local artisans. One of the most unique ways to view elk here at the Elk Country Visitor Center is through a horse-drawn wagon or sleigh ride. It's one of our brands here at the Elk Country Visitor Center and the Keystone Elk Country Alliance. We're kind of partial to horses. We have a team of Belgian horses here, and we'll take people out into the fields, and it's the only way to get there is on that wagon. We go out into the fields. It's about a 45-minute ride. You get a chance to see elk, you see other animals, and you get to see them up close. And these animals are not necessarily tame, and people call them tame. They're habituated, they're used to people. In other words, they're used to that wagon, and horse-drawn wagon along the edge of the fields doing the same thing every day. And when the elk see that, their flight distance shortens up, and you can actually get pretty close to them. You're taking really fantastic photographs and video, people taking photos with their phones. It's a really neat way to see elk. It's one of our flagship destinations, and it's also one of the things that brands us here. Horse-drawn wagon and sleigh rides. What a great way to see elk in Pennsylvania's elk country. We also have a new facility that we built called our Elk Country Campus Outdoors. It's an outdoor classroom. And we built it because we outgrew this 8,400 square foot visitor center. In other words, when we are wide open and we have 5,000 or 6,000 people a day here, we just can't handle large groups, school groups of kids. And we want to be able to handle them because conservation education is our #1 mission. So we built this 40 by 80 outdoor classroom, and we built it so that we could do conservation education. It is also a facility that when we're not doing conservation education, we have that facility available for folks to rent for weddings and for receptions and for birthday parties, family reunions, large meetings. We do craft shows out there. It's a great venue to bring folks into elk country, and they may not come here for any other reason other than that wedding or that family reunion, but now they're learning about the Keystone Elk Country Alliance, they're learning about elk country, and then they have a tendency to come back and visit us in the future. On the campus of the Elk Country Visitor Center, the Keystone Elk Country Alliance also manages the Elk Mountain Homestead. The Elk Mountain Homestead is an old farmhouse. It's an overnight lodge facility nestled right here on the campus of the Elk Country Visitor Center. People like to come here and they like to wake up and they like to go to bed in Pennsylvania's Elk Country. You can be at the Elk Mountain Homestead. You can be on the porch. You can see elk out in the fields. You can see the horses pastured and stabled there on the grounds. Hear elk bugling. Sit around the fire. It is a fantastic venue to learn about elk country and to just come to elk country and unwind. The Elk Mountain Homestead. The Elk Country Visitor Center, as we talked about, is a partnership between the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the private sector. Keystone Elk Country Alliance has a lot of partners. We have a 9-member board of directors that govern the Keystone Elk Country Alliance, and one of them is your very own Terry Bryant from Wellsboro. Terry, welcome. Terry has a genuine interest in elk country, always has since I've known him 25 years. He's got an interest in economic development, conservation education, habitat work. So Terry, give us a sense of, from your viewpoint, why you felt conservation education was so critical.
Our world's changing, as we know. A lot of these kids spend way too much time on their video games, and really, for me, to see the busload of kids unload here and come into this center and go away with a lot better understanding of the conservation efforts that our younger folks need to make part of their lives is very rewarding to me. And I've been part of this dream with Raleigh since way before we broke ground. To see this dream come true, to see all the lives, especially kids, that we've affected, it's so rewarding. Not to mention the huge economic development that's happened over here with this center. This is something that my late wife Nancy Harmon and I are very, very proud to be part of. And we're imperial donors, which just from our heart, we want this to be successful. And in a 5-year period, it's beyond the success that we thought it could be in that period of time. I remember walking out into this woods and you had 3 or 4 stakes in the ground saying, this is where the center's going to be. And now we have a gold-rated facility. But the conservation education was always near and dear to Nance and my heart. And our building is a classroom. It's just a phenomenal facility in the middle of nowhere, but we're 6 hours from 46 million people. We're a short trip from Wellsboro. It's 90 miles. Through beautiful, beautiful country. If you have time or want to take that day trip with the family, the kids, the grandkids, you need to come over and share this for you and for them.
If you're interested in planning a trip to the Elk Country Visitor Center in Benezet, visit our website at experienceelkcountry.com. That's experienceelkcountry.com, or you can give a call to our guest relations desk at 814-787-5167. Hope to see you in Elk Country soon.
If you're a business that depends on tourism dollars, there is something you need to know.
Since 2009, Pennsylvania has drastically reduced its budget for tourism marketing.
As a result of this, each year Pennsylvania has been losing market shares.
Surrounding states such as New York, New Jersey, Maryland, they're increasing their tourism spending. You can see it every night when you turn on your TV set and see commercials about loving New York, visiting New Jersey, going down to the coast of Maryland. In the meantime, Pennsylvania is losing tourism because of its lack of investment in drawing people to the area.
And now, all the destinations in Pennsylvania are feeling the effects.
Where Pennsylvania was once in the top 10 of U.S. destinations, we're now ranked 36th.
Without these marketing dollars, we lose a voice to a larger audience in the United States and the international market.
More importantly, Pennsylvania is losing revenue every year. For every dollar spent by Pennsylvania on marketing, $3.43 is returned to the economy. In 6 years, Pennsylvania has lost $324 million in state revenue.
the advertising dollars we have locally through the hotel tax is pressed harder to make an impact. With fewer marketing dollars available to the state tourism office is forced to do smaller advertising campaigns, which has limited impact.
Hotel tax is the percentage charged to visitors staying in hotels, motels, bed and breakfasts, vacation rentals, and permanent cabins located in private or state and federally operated campgrounds.
The tax is collected by the lodging facility and submitted to the county treasurer. 98% of the collections are dispersed to the Tioga County Visitors Bureau as the county-sanctioned tourist promotion agency for the purpose of marketing and promoting Tioga County as a destination for visitors.
In simple terms, money is collected from visitors with the purpose of marketing to additional visitors.
In recent years, Tioga County's return on investment has been slightly higher than the state's. For every dollar we spend on tourism marketing, $7.51 comes back to Tioga County and its businesses. In April 2016, Act 18 was passed by the legislature. This act allows our local hotel tax to go from 3% to 5%. That's an increase of 2 cents on every dollar.
York, Cambria, Armstrong, Indiana, Wyoming, Mifflin, Lebanon, Crawford, and Lawrence counties have already voted on the increase. Bucks, Beaver, Westmoreland, McKeon, Elk, Warren, Montgomery, Snyder, and Union are in the process.
With this increase, these counties are able to invest more dollars in the marketing of their destinations. And keep in mind, most of these counties are going after the same audience we are as visitors.
So what does this increase mean to visitors? It's just 2 cents on every dollar, or just an additional average charge of $3 or less per night per room.
What does this mean for Tioga County? If everything stays the same, but we raise our tax to 5%, we could potentially bring another $250,000 into our county for the purposes of marketing. This is so important, especially in the age that we live in today, where technology is changing constantly. These demands make sure that we have to stay on top of things in order to keep Tioga County as a premier destination through our marketing and advertising. And now it's up to you. We're looking for your support. All you need to do is click on the link provided. You'll find the support letter there. Just fill it out and get it back to us via email or snail mail, whichever is easiest. If you have any questions about what you've seen here today, what our marketing plans are, where we hope to be going as we move forward, please contact us here at the Visitors Bureau. We're always here to answer your questions and to help you in any way possible. With your help and support, we can grow Tioga County together.
To dream up something doesn't take long. To make a dream come true does. This is Second Chance Animal Sanctuary's Heading Home Center. Its job is to help lost and abandoned animals, dogs and cats. We have 1/3 of the building for dogs, 1/3 of the building for cats, and 1/3 of the building to help people with their problems with their animals. And so it's recently opened. It's a dream come true, hopefully not for us, but for animals. We have people bringing in the animals. People have helped us care for these animals now. People are in here working every day to help anyone in Tioga County that has a problem with their animal. We can find new homes, we can do different things, but this structure is to help those animals that have a voice, a way to get back to a family. And everything here has one plan to get every dog and every cat back home. The layout of this building is really quite simple. We have to the west part the dog area. Every dog in that area is able to be indoors in a secure, warm area. It's able to go outside for fresh air. We have people that continue and walk those dogs every day. Each dog has been brought in by the dog warden, the state police, the park people, just people that find dogs that until now had no answer. So that's 1/3 of the building. The cat area fits the plan of our friend Dorothy. It has 2 large colonies. Each one can hold 8 to 10 cats. Our idea is to keep them empty, to keep the the cats in a home. It has a room for kittens, and right now we have 5 kittens, and we know that number is going to keep changing back and forth. And we also have a quarantine room, an area where if a cat has some problem, if it is just spayed or neutered, that it's a secure isolation room for a while. Every cat eventually, after we do studies of the cat, goes into one of those 2 areas. We also have in the center of the building, it's set up for people to have meetings. It's set up for the CareWorks program for groups of kids to come in and learn humane education and actually play and work with the animals. It has a control room that has washers and dryers and things like that we can continually care for every aspect of animal care that we find. This room is our favorite room. We call it Dorothy's room or the Willow room. It's for cats. Each cat that comes in here is able to go through a door to the outside, to an outside kennel, which is all decorated with cartoon characters. Dorothy donated the land to us, and when she did, she said, "I want it so every cat is able to get outside. I don't want any cat in a cage." So our goal is to take care of the wishes that Dorothy had. Dorothy this spring passed away, and she did not see the inside. Every animal that comes in here is a lost or abandoned animal. We feel we give it the very best environment possible, but the best one is with a family. And so our goal is for every animal here to go to its best place, a family. We love the rooms we're creating with the help of a lot of people. We eventually want to put from this room a staircase that goes up. It'll connect to the top wall, and it's going to be a catwalk. It'll all be enclosed, and these cats can go all across the top of our walls safely inside of these tubes and come back and explore. So we want the cats to have an environment that is, like Dorothy said, they're outdoors, but when the weather gets bad, they're indoors having fun. In this room, by the way, we have one cat, and he's a great cat. We call him Mr. C for cat. He just is a ball to have around. He's a gentle cat, and believe it or not, he's only 2 years old. If you walk next door, you'd be with a group of 5 kittens, which are not calm like Mr. C, but they're just a fun group of kittens. So at any time you want to, stop up, we're here, and each one of these animals needs a visit, a walk, a friend, and maybe, if you choose, a new home. Well, this room is our area for our foods, cat food and dog food. All the animals that come here are abandoned, lost, found animals. And so we never know what they had eaten. So what we feed them is a blend of foods. We have a stable one we go with, and then all other donations are mixed with it and blended because we don't know what the animals eat before they came here. So these are all dog foods that were donated. They're mixed with a stable food that we use, the same thing with the cats. This building, the Heading Home Center, has been designed 3 times. It was kind of like the 3 bears. One was too expensive, one was too small, and this one we feel is just right. Thanks for being just right comes from a lot of people in Tioga County. They were carpenters, masons, electricians, Morton Buildings. They all gave us advice to create a building that is sound. It has radiant floor heat. It's well insulated. It has decisions made by these people that not only created a building that was proper, ready for animals, but it also was a building that we can operate and still survive as a nonprofit. We finally reached our goal to have this structure up, this building up, this start for Tioga County. The next thing is, with the help of voices from all over the county, to keep it going. We have a lot of volunteers. We'd love to have you volunteer. It's just a project that kind of warms your heart. And like you'll find, like all the rest of us, we are here for the animals, and we are making a difference in Tioga County.
Hello, my name is Lori Kopp, and I'm the Executive Director of the Tioga County Visitors Bureau. The Visitors Bureau was formed in 1993 expressly for the purpose of promoting tourism in Tioga County. We are the county-sanctioned tourism promotion agency. We're one of many across the state. Each county in Pennsylvania is represented by its own individual county tourism promotion agency. Our original offices were located on Main Street in Wellsboro, right next door to the courthouse, We were there until 2008 when we moved into our new location on Route 660 west of Wellsboro on the way to Leonard Harrison State Park. At our new location, we service about 6,000 visitors a year, primarily from May to October when our visitation season is at its highest. One of the surprising things people do not know about the Visitors Bureau is in addition to serving visitors through the Visitors Center where they can pick up information about the area, we are also responsible for marketing, advertising, and promoting Tioga County as a tourism destination. We do that through a very focused advertising program targeted to market areas that are the primary drivers here to Tioga County, like Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Toronto, and parts of Maryland and Washington, D.C. As a member of the Tioga County Visitors Bureau, businesses receive a multitude of benefits. Some of those benefits include a listing on our website, which receives about 300,000 visitors a year, representation in our annual visitors guide, and also the ability to put your business information here in our visitor center to get it into the hands of visitors as they come in. In addition to those basic benefits, there are opportunities for cooperative advertising. As we move forward, we are looking at other ways to structure membership and are actually looking at a partnership basis where businesses who would like to try out the Visitors Bureau can become a marketing partner with us. If you'd like to know more, please contact me at 570-724-0635 and feel free to check out our website at visittioga.pa.com.
Hello, I'm Thomas Putnam, and this is Mr. Fezziwig.
Hello, nice to meet you.
And those are some smelly lads in the background. So we've got Mr. and Mrs. Fezziwig here this year, and the Fezziwigs are characters in Dickens' A Christmas Carol. They had a wonderful celebration at Christmas time, every Christmas Eve, with music and dancing and food and just wonderful good cheer. So we thought, why not have the Fezziwigs greet everybody here and just kind of lead the festivities. And so we've got, well, what all are we going to do, Mr. Fezziwig?
Well, we've done the history of the royal family at least once. We'll do it at least once more. We do the Sir Roger de Coverley dance. Ask the crowd to join in and have some fun. Also, I believe there's a Victorian stroll again at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, that's right.
And there might be a few other things that I'm not even aware of. My apprentices are always doing something.
So we're doing the 12 Days of Christmas and other carols here, and it's community people from all over who are just interested in coming out, dressing up, and having a good time on Dickens of a Christmas.
As you will see throughout this program, there are many things that take place in our communities that you may never know about. Our friends, neighbors, and organizations often work behind the scenes to enhance the quality of life of those in our region. We've enjoyed showing you a few examples this week, and we hope you join us again for the Blue Ridge Community Report.